All right, guys, we are back with round 5 hat format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Stephen Bronder on the left playing Geargia versus Victor on the right playing Lightsworn ruler. So this was a 36-man local, 5 round to Swiss, cut the top 16. So winner of this match is guaranteed a spot in top 16, so we'll see who'll get in. Victor starts off by summoning cards, Mills, Judgment Dragon, Solar Recharge, and Soul Charge sets 1 and passes. So these two are regulars on the channel. Bronder's got 4 wins. Victor's gotten second place a few times, but he's still trying to get that first win. Bronder's also gotten second place quite a few times, so we'll see one of these guys guaranteed a spot in top 16. So Bronder starts off by normal summoning Geargia Armor. So Geargia Armor is 1100 attack and 1900 defense. Once per turn, you can use just set it. So you see here, he normal summoned, attacked, and then used the effect to set it. So when Geargia Armor is flipped, you search any Geargia monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. So here during the end phase, it looks like Victor activates Needlebug Nest, which basically just mills the top 5 cards of your deck. He's on Collapse Serpent and River Burster. Interesting. If he uses those cards, I'll explain them. I love those cards. I played those cards in my Shadal deck later on in 2014. They're basically little chaos monsters. Okay, so here, Victor normal summons Lumina, uses Lumina's effect, discards Raiden, special summons Raiden, and then use Raiden's effect. Once per turn, you can mill the top 2 cards of your deck, and he did mill a Wolf. So Wolf was special summoned by Raiden's effect. And here he's probably going to synchro summon Michael, which, Michael, once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points to target 1 card on the field, banish that target. Really good card, 2,600 attack. You need a non-tuner light monster, but you can use any tuner to synchro summon Michael. So yes, he pays 1,000. Good thing Victor's keeping track of life points, because I always prefer, because I make mistakes. I'm watching the duel, trying to keep track of life points, and commentating, watch the game. I'm gonna make mistakes, guys. So that's why I usually prefer for the players, but sometimes they use those big calculators, and I can't see the life points from there. All right, so he does mill 3 at the end phase. All Lightsworns do, I believe. So he mills Eclipse Wyvern. So Eclipse Wyvern, when it's sent to the graveyard, you banish a level 7 or 8 light or dark dragon. Banish it. And whenever Eclipse Wyvern is banished, you add that target to your hand. So if he banishes that Eclipse Wyvern, he's going to add Judgment Dragon to his hand. Imagine if you could do that in Edison. Just Rhoda for Judgment Dragon. That'd be pretty... I mean, you kind of have Gold Song, but it's so slow. That card just gives it to you right away. And here comes, Darko. And, Lance. So he lances his Michael. So Lance makes your monster lose 800 attack. Any monster on the field, you lose 800 attack. And it's unaffected by spells and traps for the rest of the turn. So Michael is at 1800 attack. Now, how can Bronder deal with the Michael? Does he have a Geargia Accelerator in his hand? So he starts off by activating our Geargia Arsenal, which is basically a lone fire for Geargia monsters. You saw there he tributed the Arsenal, except you can't tribute it. I think you can't tribute another Geargia. So it's technically not like lone fire. Basically, it can tribute itself to bring out any Geargia monster. Here comes Soul Charge, and Victor chains Max C. So Max C, it's a quick effect. You can send it from your hand to the graveyard. Each time your opponent special summons, you draw 1 card. So he drew 1. He chained it to Soul Charge. So he drew 1 off of the Arsenal. Now Steven's going to XYZ summon something to deal with the Michael. He has to. Yes, he's going to give Victor another draw. Did he forget the draw, or did he draw already? Okay, he remembered. Because last video, we had someone forget the draw like twice off of Max C. Oh, it looks like Bronder has all monsters in. So Silent 101 Arc. You detach 2 materials to basically take a face-up attack position monster, and you make it an XYZ material. That's why you see the Michaels underneath the 101. And you can protect it from being you can attach a material to protect it from being destroyed by battle or card effects. Really good card. Also, yeah, Bronder's also playing the hands in his Geargia deck, which I'm not a fan of. I know the hands, the Ice Hand and Fire Hand are good cards, but this deck already plays too many normal summons. Those cards, I don't like them in Geargia. I think they're good if you're playing like... This is one of the reasons Hack gets... There's 2 reasons Hack gets a bad rap. Because of the hands, Soul Charge, and... what was the other one? And Artifacts. But I was watching, shout out to him, Little Man YGO made a video on... And I I highly recommend watching that video. He was talking about is Hat the next big retro format, and I think it has a chance. And he brought up like people don't I actually don't mind the hands. Yeah, they're really powerful, but and one of the arguments he brought up was Soul Charge. Like Soul Charge is good, but everyone can play 3 Soul Charges in their deck. So yeah, there's some decks that can just go first turn Soul Charge and mess you up, but you can also they can't attack. So during my turn, I can Soul Charge you back as well. Again, it's a powerful card. It's not like in Edison where you get returned and it usually ends the game. But yeah, go check out that video if you guys are curious. I watched it and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really... He goes over the hat format. Because I'm still... I mean, I did play during this time, but I'm still kind of refreshing my memory on it, just watching and playing the format. Alright, so here he synchro summons for 7. Does he play 2 Michaels in his extra deck? Let's see what he does. Let's see what Victor will do here. Synchros with Lumina and Raiden. He's got a lot of cards in his graveyard. Where did Victor get this mat from? What's it from? I don't even know. I love it when people have signature mats. See, Steven's like me. He doesn't really have a signature mat. Oh yeah, that's good. You can make Arcanite with Lumina and Raiden. That's pretty good. So he gets 2 tokens. So here you see the 101 Silent Arc protected itself, and now he's going to use both counters to get rid of the 101. Attack Steven for 1,000. So what's life? Now Steven's at 13. Victor sets 1, end phase, mill 3, mills Eclipse Wyvern, Needlebug Nest. Wyvern will activate. Oh, he must not have any more targets. I think it's mandatory. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Let me go look it up. Eclipse Wyvern. Is it mandatory? Eclipse Wyvern. Yep, it is mandatory. So I guess he's supposed to... I don't know. I think with the new economic policy, you don't have to reveal to your opponent whether you have a target. You just have to take their word for it. So here's Steven summons Geargia Armor, attacks over the Lumina, and then uses Armor's effect to set it. And then here comes Victor with another Needlebug Nest, and mills a Blaster. Okay, so now he can banish the Eclipse Wyvern and add JD to his hand and pretty much end the game. Now, if I'm Steven, I just drop Max C right away. I mean, he could chain it to Blaster. It's the same thing, but just to be safe, I think he should have just dropped it right away. So he draws 1 off of the Maxi. So remember, Maxi, quick effect. We already went over Maxi earlier in the duel. So here comes, oh, JD. Steven draws. Does he play Valor or something? You know it's Geargia Armor. You just attack him. Yeah. Tap for game. So quick game 1. So yeah, I don't like the hands in Geargia. And I've seen some people play them. I get it. The hands are really good cards, but it just... You're going to draw more hands full of monsters. So Fire and Ice Hand, basically, Ice Hand, when it's destroyed in your possession, you destroy a spell or trap, and then special summon a Fire Hand from your deck. And Fire Hand, same thing. You destroy, except it's a monster. If you destroy a monster, if it's in your possession, it's destroyed by battle or card effect, by your opponent's card, basically by your opponent's card. Pounce a monster and then special summon Ice Hand. So you can wipe fields. If your opponent has a few monsters, a few spells and traps, you can wipe fields with the hands. That's why people hate the hands. They're really good cards, and a lot of times you got to play around them by like bringing your monsters out in defense mode. So I don't hate them. I know they're powerful cards, but I don't hate the hands. Alright, so here Victor summons Card Trooper, gonna mill 3. Obviously we don't have priority in hat format. That rule changed. So actually I played in this tournament, and I played Steven the round right before this, and he was my first loss. And game 2, I didn't side Flying C against him. And game 3, I did. And because I just forgot. I was like, wait, this card's good against Geargia. And I regretted not siding it in game 2. Maybe I could have won that. I probably could have won the second game had I... Because I won game 1. Had I sided in Flying C. Because Flying C wasn't my side deck, but I didn't put it in against him game 2. I was thinking, man, I probably could have won that second game had I seen that card. Unless if you see them playing the Geargia, the tuners, then yeah, you don't want to side Flying C. Even then, you might still be able to get away with it, but Yeah, that card is really good. So Flying Sea, basically you special when your opponent I think summons a monster, normal or special, you special summon it from your hand to their field, and they cannot XYZ summon while or exceed summon people. Yeah, when your opponent normal summons special summons a monster except during the damage, so you special summon this card from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position. The controller of this card cannot XYZ summon. So it's really good against decks like Infernities, basically any XYZ deck or Xseed. Xseeds, I don't know. People giving me heat for for calling it XYZ. Anyways, Victor uses Lumina's effect, and Stephen chains Breakthrough Skill, which is basically like an effect Baylor Phoenix Chain type of trap card, negates an effect. But you can also use it during your turn, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard. During your turn, you can banish it. You can banish it from the graveyard, and you basically get another. You get another monster effect negation. But you can only use it during your turn. You can't use it during your opponent's turn. So, and this is the first time I've seen someone summon Zen Mains here in Hat format. So Zen Mains is a rank 3, 1500 attack, 2100 defense. Let me read his effect. If this face-up card would be destroyed, you can attach one XYZ material from this card instead, so you can protect it. And then once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was used this turn, target one card in the field and destroy it. So like if you see a Zen Mage, you gotta get that thing off the field, because if you attack it once and it'll protect itself by attaching a material, it'll be able to pop a card during the end phase. It's a really good card. It's a card I kind of wish we had in Tengu format. I know there's like, when people play Tengu format, I think they used September 2011, which Zen Mains came out like a few months, like November 2011, I think. Zen Mains would make tour guide so much better. I kind of wish we had that in Tengu. So anyways, I mean, it was legal in Tengu, but the time period people use is September 2011, not November. So here, Victor summons Lumina, targets Raiden. Stephen chain DD Crow to banish the Raiden. Let's see what's in Victor's graveyard. He's got Lumina, Aaron, Raiden. He's got 4 Lightsworns. And end phase mills Rhoda, Judgment Dragon, and Lila. And then end phase, Stephen activates Geargia Gear. So you can only activate 1 Geargia Gear per turn. You special summon 2 like Geargiano monsters from your deck and increase their levels by 1. So it's like kind of like, people used to say it's like a Rescue Rabbit trap card. Ooh, he's out of targets. So most of the time, they only play 4 targets for that trap card. And you can see he has 2 of them already underneath his Zen Mains. So my guess is he has the other one in his hand, so he can't. Oh, he just drew the other copy. Yeah, he has both of them in his. So he drew all 4. Yeah, Steven drew really bad. And his last card is Max C. Or maybe he only plays 3. Maybe he sided 1 out. No, he should have. It should have been live. He just drew the Geargiano, unless it's in the graveyard. He probably sided 1 out. That's why he's probably kicking himself. Or he only plays 3. You can't side out your engine. If he only plays 3, I still don't agree. But if you did side it out, yeah, you don't do you can't do that. All right, so now let's see what Victor can do. Victor's keeping track of life points. All right, what's in Victor's hand? So one of my locals complaining that we have too many Lightsworn rulers, and I have noticed, yeah, we do have too many Lightsworn, but it's just, we had way too many people at the locals playing Lightsworn. I think it's because they just converted their Edison decks into hat decks. What do you want me to do? Same thing with Dennis. He was playing Dragon Turbo, and he just converted his Dragon Turbo deck to Edison. So here, Victor special summons Tidal by banishing 2 dragons from his graveyard. Eclipse Wyvern, since it was banished, will add JD to his hand. So, yeah, Tidal's a dragon ruler. They have 3 effects. You can only use 1 effect per turn, and during your opponent's end phase, it returns to your hand from the field. And yeah, all the dragon rulers have that effect where they can special summon themselves from your hand or graveyard by banishing dragons from your hand or graveyard, or you can use a monster with the same attribute. So like with Tidal, you can do water monsters as well. So here he synchros into Star Eater. Star Eater's like a 3211. Yeah, it's 1100. Sorry, not 11. 11 star 3200 monster. Its synchro summon cannot be negated. Yeah, it's synchro. I think you can't respond to the summon of Star Eater. Let me see. Okay, so he drew off a Max C. It's still Victor's turn. So Star Eater must be synchro summon. It cannot be special by other ways. This card's synchro summon cannot be negated. When synchro summon cards and effects cannot be activated. If this card attacks, it is unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. So that's why I think this card is good against the hands. You summon it, attack a hand, and like Fire Hand can't pop it. Pretty good card. So here comes JD. But Steven saw the warnings of JD. Pay 2,000 life points, negate any summon. Really good card. Counter trap. Solemn Judgment is banned in Had, which I don't think it should be. It'd be fine in Had, I think. So here he special summons Blaster. He's taking what we call the Max C challenge. Banishes 2 JDs. Now remember, you can banish any dragons for Dragon Ruler, so Judgment Dragon counts. So Blaster attacks. Star Eater attacks. So you can see here he protected the Zen mains twice by detaching material. And if Victor doesn't do anything, that Zen main is going to pop cards. So I guess he only pops one. Yeah, I guess he only pops one because the effect was activated. I think that's how it works. And here, Steven summons Geargia MK2. And, ooh, here comes another Flying Sea. Yes, that card is really good against this version of Geargia. So Geargia MK2, when it's normal summoned, you can special summon any Geargia monster from your hand or graveyard. I believe that's what it does. I think that effect only activates when it's normal summoned. Yes, when it's card. Oh no, it activates when it's flip summoned as well. Special one to Geargia monster from your hand or graveyard in defense mode. And Victor special summons Flying Sea to Steven's field. So now Steven can't XYZ summon. So during Steven's end phase, Blaster gets returned to Victor's hand. So, and then Steven plays D-Fissure. Alright, let's see what happens. So he banishes Star Eater, and I couldn't see what else. To special summon Blaster. No response from Stephen Bronder. What else does Victor have? Does he have another... What can he do? Do you just attack over the Zen mains? But see, the problem is now you're giving Steven a way to get rid of the Flying Sea. Because he can crash the Flying Sea into the Blaster. That's one thing, like, I don't know if that other card was out at the time. I forgot the name of the card. So here, Steven Phoenix chains the Blaster. Main phase 2. Oh, JD! Pays 1,000. We know JD, so gets rid of the whole field. Let's see what is... Oh, Geargia Gear. Yeah, this... No, the Blaster go... No, yeah. An end phase, mill 4. Okay, mills Decree, Needlebug Nest, Tempest, and Skill Charge. Alright, so we're at 49 to 3,000. Here comes Dark Hole. Destroy all monsters on the field. Hits Eclipse Wyvern. Yeah, he must not have targets for Eclipse Wyvern. He is out. Can Steven do 3,000? Or is Victor at 49? One of them's at 3,000, the other's at 49. I don't know. Let's see. He's got Soul Charge, Max C. So he activates. Soul Charge. Brings back 2 Geargianos. So let's see. Okay, so Steven's now at 1,000. XYZ summons. He can't attack. Acid Golem in defense mode. Acid Golem's a 3,000 attack monster. That's kind of risky summoning that Acid Golem. Because you cannot special summon while Acid Golem, I believe, is on the field. Yeah, Acid Golem's a pretty risky card. So it's 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. During your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card or take 2,000 damage. You cannot special summon any monsters. You cannot special summon any monsters. as long as that card's on the field. And while this card has no XYZ materials, it cannot attack. So yeah, really high, risky card to bring out here. I doubt he plays another Zen Mains, but I don't see what else he could have done. I think he's just stalling. So here he chains Maxi to the Blaster Summon. And Victor sets one. I mean, if I'm Steven, I'm not afraid of any of... Yeah, next turn... Yeah, this is looking bad for Steven. So he normal summons Geargia Accelerator. Attacks Victor for 200 and... Now hits him for... Well, whatever the attack... I forgot Accelerator's attack. So 33 to 1,000. I think Victor should win this game as long as Steven doesn't finish him off next turn. Because Steven cannot pay. Oh, he scoops? Why did he scoop? I don't know why he scooped. Because, yeah, he was going to have to detach for Acid Golem. He couldn't pay the 2,000 life points, and then he can't attack, and he can't special summon. I don't think it was over. Yeah, I think, if anything, Steven was going to lose. Victor must have not known Acid Golem's effect. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Bronder was going to lose. He was going to have to... he was going to detach the material. He couldn't attack with Acid Golem. And he couldn't special summon. Unless if Steven, could he summon a monster? No, I think... Yep. I think Victor scooped preemptively. He must have not known what Acid Golem does. That's the only thing that makes sense. So anyways, let's get back to the duel. So here, Victor, Card Troopers, mills Decree, MST, Eclipse Wyvern. Eclipse Wyvern was sent to the graveyard, so he banished JD with Eclipse Wyvern's effect. And here comes, what did he activate? D-Fissure? Okay. And he chained Needlebug Nest to D-Fissure, so he mills 5 cards before the D-Fissure resolves. So they still go to the graveyard. And here he summons Geargiano just to run over the Card Trooper. It will get banished, and Victor will not draw. Has to go to the graveyard. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Steven's hand looks bad. He's got like double Soul Charge, DD Crow that he cannot use because of D-Fissure, and the Cycle Reader, which I don't think he can use because of D-Fissure. So yeah, Steven's hand is horrible. Yeah, maybe this is, I think, a side deck error. Maybe you shouldn't be siding in hand traps and D-Fissure. I get it, D-Fissure is at 1, but I think you got to choose your battle there. Like, maybe Soul Drain would be better. I think he is siding Soul Drain as well. But you don't want it to contradict, like, you don't want it to contradict you that bad, like it is right now. He can't even use those Crows or the Cycle Reader. So here he activates Lumina's effect, discards Wyvern Burster to special summon any Lightsworn. Brings out Jane. Does that thing have to go to the grave? The Cycle Reader? I don't know. I know Crow does. I don't know if Cycle Reader has to go to the grave. Yeah, it does. So yeah, Steven needs to rip it, or hope that Victor gets rid of the D-Fissure himself. Yep, and that thing will get banished. I think this might be a quick third game. He could draw armor, but Jane can run over armor. Yeah, if I'm Victor, I don't know. Victor doesn't know his hand. We, the audience, can see Steven's hand, but man, you probably don't even want to get rid of that D-Fissure. So he mills 5. Oh, but those will activate, right? But he probably has no targets. He's playing a Lightsworn deck, yeah. He has no targets for Tidal and Tempest. They did get banished, so their effects would activate to search a Water Dragon or a Wind Dragon. But he probably has no target. So, yep, he drew Geargia Armor. That was a really good draw. One of the best cards he could have drawn in this point. So he runs over Lumina and then uses Geargia Armor's effect to set armor face down. But Victor still has some plays. He has a Blaster in the graveyard. He needs to be aggressive before Steven can, like... Yeah, if I'm Victor, I'm just going to go in and try to do as much damage as possible before Steven gets out of it. Because he's probably going to search... Does he search Accelerator or Arsenal in this situation? I guess he could search Arsenal. Oh, no, I think you search... Okay, he attacks armor. Okay, so now he can out the D-Fissure if he wants to. He can go Scrap Dragon. He can synchro with Raiden and Jane into Scrap Dragon. So, yes, Steven searches Geargia Accelerator. That way, so Geargia Accelerator, if you control a Geargia monster, you can special summon it in a face-up defense position. So he's hoping to draw a Geargia monster and then make a rank 4 XYZ or Exceed monster. So let's see what Victor decides to do. He does go for the Scrap Dragon, pop the D-Fissure, and pop the Decree. Sets one and passes. So now, yeah, this might come back to bite Victor because now he turned on the Cycle Reader and the DD Crow. Luckily for Victor, Steven, what did he draw? What did he draw? He drew the Dark Hole. Sorry, yeah. That's what he drew. So what's life point? 65 to 4,000. Ooh. So he special summons Blaster by banishing Scrap Dragon and Eclipse Wyvern. Steven chains DD Crow, but Eclipse Wyvern, since it was banished, is going to add JD to his hand. But Steven has Cycle Reader, so he can manipulate Victor's graveyard. Yeah, he can manipulate Victor's graveyard to stop him from having 4 Lightsworns for JD. So right now, all he has is Lumina. And then end phase, he goes mill 3 for Aaron, mill Solar Recharge, Raiden, and Flying Sea. So he's got 2 Lightsworns. Steven draws into the Debunk. Yeah, I think this is a game where Steven just oversided. Like, he sided in Crow, Debunk, Cycle Reader, D-Fissure. He probably sided in Soul Drain, too. So here comes Soul Charge. He's in Soul Charge for 1, I think. But do you bring it out in attack mode? You kind of have to, right? Wait. Soul Charge for DD Crow, I think, just to stay alive. What's he at? Oh, he's at 28. And then end phase, Royal Decree. Summons Lila. This is not game yet. Yeah, so he sends the Crow back. He doesn't have to. He can just leave it in the grave. Attacks him for 17. So we're at 65 to 11. End phase, mill 6. Yeah, he's not even going to use Lila's effect. Mills JD, Rhoda, and Foolish. And then 3 for Aaron. Charge, Eclipse Wyvern. So Eclipse Wyvern, let's see if Victor's got another target for Eclipse Wyvern. So Eclipse Wyvern again. If it's sent to the graveyard, banish level 7 or 8 light or dark dragon from your deck. And if Wyvern gets banished, you add it to your hand. So I think he does have a target. He adds another JD. Sorry, he banishes it. And let's see if Steven can get out of this. He's got Debunk. Oh, he drew another trap card. Yeah, so he sided in more than 1 Debunk. So here comes Soul Charge. So oh, this is game over. He Soul Charged DD Crow twice. Oh, man, that's funny. You could tell Steven was frustrated when he drew another trap. Sorry, that was hilarious. The power of Soul Charging a DD Crow. Oh, man. Why didn't Steven draw like this when he and I played? Man, he drew insane when he and I played. Okay, so here, Victor special summons Collapse Serpent. So you can special summon Collapse Serpent by banishing a light monster from your graveyard. It's an inherent summon. So it's kind of like a Chaos Sorcerer. But it has another effect. If it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you search the opposite dragon, which is a light dragon called Wyver Burster. That's a level 4. Alright, so Victor wins this match. I think he should have 2-0'd him. But one thing I want to go over is Steven was undefeated. Victor was X1. And here's the standings after Swiss. These are the top 16 players. You guys want to pause the video and see it there. So there was 3 undefeateds round 5. Had Steven won this match, we would have had a 6th round and cut the top 8. But since Steven lost, we only had 1 undefeated after round 5, so that's why we got the top 16. So both these guys will be in top 16, and maybe we'll feature them again. We'll see how they do. Hope you guys enjoy this match. Let me know if I missed anything, because I'm still kind of new to hat format. And let me know if you guys enjoy hat. I'll see you next time. Bye.